In the remote isolation of Shimshal, medical help means a treacherous 3-day-long journey, sometimes the difference between life and death. But little Naima's parents can no longer keep hoping for a miracle. They know she must be taken to a hospital as soon as possible. Since the under-construction road connecting Shimshal with the Karakoram highway is partially through, Aga Khan and his brother think it may be possible to reach the nearest hospital in Gulmit within a day, provided a jeep picks them up from the road camp, which is almost halfway. From here, they will carry the patient across the next stage at a much faster pace to the road camp, where a jeep is waiting to drive them to Gulmit. So far, Naima seems to be faring well. With a little more luck, she should be able to reach the hospital by nightfall. Before the road construction started, this journey would have taken days along a much more dangerous route. But due to the tireless efforts of the community, the jeep road connecting Shimshal with the Karakoram highway is nearing completion. Up until recently, these mountain communities in the north of Pakistan were left far behind the rest of the world due to a lack of basic communications infrastructure. But today, motivated communities are going through a much-needed transformation. Driven by a common goal, the collective spirit of these people has helped them move mountains. Today, many remote villages in Shimshal are connected to the highway by jeepable roads and bridges. To evoke a sense of ownership, the communities are encouraged to identify the required projects themselves. By sharing the cost and taking complete responsibility for the construction and maintenance of these projects, communities are able to ensure efficiency and transparency. Successful completion of the communications projects not only connects these communities to the rest of the world, but also brings the people closer together. The village organizations, which are formed to manage these projects, meet regularly, discussing further projects for the future. Women participate actively, as well as the village elders. At times, this sharing of ideas results in unique solutions to particular problems. At the foothills of the Donu range, there are vast pastures ready to be cultivated. An irrigation channel was planned in 1985 to claim the Shipashun pastures for farmland. The site was only accessible for 3 months in a year. 8 of the 14 village organizations in the Buni cluster have shares in the project. In the last 2 years, it has taken 3 failed attempts to finally reach an agreement between all parties on the mode of distribution. Today, finally, the land will be handed over to its deserving and rightful owners, and the hopeful faces of these farmers say it all. Apart from building channels, siphons and pumps for irrigation, a number of protective works have been built along the riverbeds. Since 1984, thousands of hectares of land has been developed for irrigation in the northern areas in Chitral, benefiting households in hundreds of villages. Some of them had none or very little land prior to the completion of these projects. The newly discovered potential of these villages has not gone unnoticed in the nearby urban centers. In central towns like Gilgit, small industries have come up, working in partnership with the farmers. This promising urban-rural partnership between the villages and their nearby cities is entirely dependent on the Karakoram highway. Since its inception in the 1970s, the highway has been the primary agent of development in the entire region, and improved access to remote villages and valleys has extended the reach of this development. All these factors combined has resulted in the average increase in per capita income by 80 to 100%. Micro-hydel power generation is ideal for remote mountain regions. To keep it economically viable, AKRSP started by putting up small capacity units so that their maintenance would be affordable for the village organizations. capable individuals from the communities are properly trained to run and maintain the plants. This extraordinary sense of ownership and commitment has been well rewarded. Making full use of the potential of the plant, the village organizations have managed to extend the maintenance fund considerably by selling connections to a village and some offices outside the cluster. Although the capacity of the microhydral unit in Yorjog has limited uses, it has made a strong impact by creating more time in the late hours due to better illumination. Even more time can be saved from the tough daytime chores, some of which have been made easier and quicker with the help of electricity. With more time at hand, women can produce more thread, which is used in the weave of traditional fabrics like shoe and sharma, as well as carpets. These hand-loomed and hand-woven products have a reasonable demand in nearby markets and bring good profits. This newfound confidence in their abilities has been enhanced by their recent exposure to the rest of the world through television. Reducing the feeling of alienation, it provides them necessary entertainment and expands the horizon of their imagination. The ripple effects of such interventions have been felt in other parts of the world also. The model of the micro hydropower generation introduced in northern Pakistan has been replicated in Central Asia. Countries like Afghanistan are now rebuilding their communities using the same method of power generation. This school in Gulkin is a prime example of what the overall empowerment of these mountain people can achieve. Using advanced techniques for insulation and earthquake proofing, the construction of the school was funded entirely from the community's own resources. The eagerness towards self-reliance is a testament to the confidence instilled in these people through the recent infrastructure and technology interventions. The success of these projects gives us a glimpse of the true potential in the collective spirit of a people and what can be achieved given the right inspiration and assistance. But to bring the mountain communities abreast with the rest of the world, there is still a long way to go.